We're gonna start with the Baltimore Ravens. Last year they were 10-7, and they lost to Cincinnati in the wild card game. Some notable losses include Nick Boyle at tight end slash long snapper, Ben Powers, Calais Campbell, Marcus Peters, Chuck Clark. Some notable additions include Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, and Rock Yassin. Their strength of schedule last year was 23rd, and this year slightly easier. They're 21st. Some notes: new offensive coordinator Todd Monken, and they didn't extend Greg Roman. So, what do we think about the Baltimore Ravens?
I think this is kind of like make or break for Lamar, right? Because they finally got him some weapons to throw to, and then the other excuse of Greg Roman holding him down is gone too. So I think it's kind of make or break for him. I think 10-7 last year, they exceeded probably what me personally thought that they were going to do. I just have them one game better at 11-6 this year. But yeah, I mean, it's put up or shut up now for Lamar, right? He got his his contract that he wanted, and it's like, all right, you got your pieces, you got your money, now go do it. So
I feel like they can be a great team, but it all comes down to whether or not they stay healthy. Because Lamar hasn't played a full season since his MVP year. So if they can stay healthy, I can see them giving the Bengals a run for their money in the division, especially with Odell coming over and then drafting Zay Flowers. They have the potential, but I'm with you. I think 11-6 is their ceiling.
I'm I've always liked Lamar um on the field. I think he's just an excellent quarterback. I think when everyone is healthy in the NFL, every single team, every single player, that Lamar is arguably the second scariest player to face up against. He just there's things Patrick Mahomes does, and when Lamar gets going, he could beat every single team in the NFL. You see it. He's beaten the Bills before. He's beaten the Chiefs before. He's beaten the Bengals before. Or he can beat anyone. Um, that's with a completely different offensive coordinator. Hopefully, this new offensive coordinator. I mean, I've heard that it's more happy, and I would love to see more of that of Lamar. Um, Hopefully they're not force feeding him as much. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't go over 1,000 yards. I've watched a couple YouTube videos where a lot of people are predicting the season. They think Lamar's gonna run for over 1,000 yards. I don't know this year. This year it could be completely different. New offensive coordinator. Um, Receiving core. This is one of the deepest receiving cores the Ravens have had in the last 10 years. With Zay Flowers, Odell, and a lot of people forget Rashad Bateman. I mean, a lot of people forget Rashad Bateman. They think he's terrible, but he really hasn't seen a lot of touches. He's been injured, so you get to see him possibly as a third weapon. That's crazy. And then we can't forget about Mark Andrews. I think I'm more worried about the run game outside of Lamar than I am with Lamar. I mean, J.K. Dobbins hasn't been there hasn't been stability with him. So if he can bring some consistency to that offense could be one of the scariest offenses in the entire league. And Ravens defense, I don't remember a time where the Ravens had a bad defense. I mean, yeah, a couple years ago they had a bunch of injuries. I don't even count that. They had so many injuries that one year where they were one of the bottom teams in defending the pass. But I mean, now you got Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen in the middle of the field, Marlon Humphrey, he's still there. They got Kyle Hamilton, who's probably going to be starter this year. Then and Marcus Williams. They have a great overall team. This is the type of team that could go and win the Super Bowl. They could go. They could. I could see them go and win the Super Bowl. Just they'd be that random team that most people aren't picking, but it's not like they're picking them to be bad. So I agree with both of your picks. I do think like 10, 11 wins is good for them. I wouldn't be shocked if they are a wild card team, but I also won't be shocked if they end up being the team that goes to the Super Bowl.
outside of Mahomes and Kelsey, are we saying Lamar and Mark Andrews probably QB tight end combo number two then?
I probably say yeah. I mean, I don't know another duo that's been more efficient than them two over since Lamar came in.